Welcome to the Tyro YouTube channel. In this video, I'll quickly run through the technical analysis for Euro USD, my buyers. I'll just run through the monthly time frame down to the 4 hour time frame. Sometimes I like to go also into the 1 hour time frame. So without further ado, let's get into it. We'll just start with Euro USD. All right, this is the monthly chart, Euro USD. I won't really bother to go into the fundamentals today. For this video is just technicals, and on the monthly time frame on Euro USD, we can see that price is actually still playing at that low part, and we can actually call this the support zone. Price has been at this point now for the past 1 to 3 months, hit the support zone 3 months ago, and we've been flirting with that support zone. You can see it around here, almost came down during the pandemic, but then we saw a rally in the euro, and then right now we're back right where at the support line. So are we going to break this support line? We actually don't know, and we just drop down to the weekly time frame to see what we can expect. On the monthly time frame, you can almost start to think, okay, this price is actually going to reverse back up, because you see this some sort of rejection, and we actually don't know. No one knows what's going to happen. And we drop down to the weekly time frame where we get to check. Now we start going into recent happenings, recent price action, recent candlestick patterns. So what I see at the moment on the monthly time frame is this bit, which is recent, and I'll just make this green, which is some kind of support. So you can see, you can almost call this a range, because price is just going back and forth here. Do we get stuck in this range? We don't know. So on a weekly time frame, we see this, we have clearly marked the support and resistance now for recent price action, recent happenings on the charts on the Euro USD. Now going ahead to the daily time frame, I want to begin to break this down. Euro has been in a downtrend for a while, and you can see how we are in a slope. So let's try to start making sense of this. Remember, this is just a technical analysis. On a daily time frame, we see something clearly here, and those are points we get to start looking at when it comes to getting into a trade. So you see that point is impulse, we pulled back, we went back again, right down, and then you can see how price rallied, broke this resistance, which was support at some point, and then it became a support again, support, and then we break down, and then now we are right back where we started. You can see how prices come back to the support, and on the 4-hour time frame, I'll just break it down, and let's just look at, pull up Fibonacci to actually see recent price charts and see where actually we can begin to draw different buyers about where we want to go, what we want to do. Personally, I am bullish on the dollar, but until last week, I'm still bullish on the dollar, but there are a couple of events that have happened on the fundamentals that is making me change my mind. But this video, like I said, is technical analysis, and we will stick to that. So if you pull out your Fibonacci, I personally like the 61.8 retracement level, and you can see it right there, which aligns with the support and resistance we drew. You can see that right there. So let's just align this with our 61.8. Pretty sorry about that. I'll just make that red. So you can see how that aligns with the 61.8. Now when it comes to the 61.8, it doesn't necessarily have to be spot on. It can be in that zone. You can actually consider this to almost be a 61.8. But a couple of things you should also look at is how the price has retraced to this 50%, and the 50% is quite holding very well. So the 50% is holding very well, and I'm going to draw an additional resistance level right here. So this is exactly what I'm looking at. I would like to, I usually don't like to drop down to the 1 hour time frame, but for this Euro USD, I'm actually going to drop down to 1 hour time frame so you can actually see this really closely. So I like to draw my support and resistance in a way that it touches where I find many touches is where how I draw my support and resistance. So now at the 50% retracement on the Euro USD, you can see how price has rejected, a couple of times, and in my head I'm starting to think maybe price wants to continue downwards. Am I sure price is actually going to go down? I don't know. So that's why I have two things in my mind that I'm going to do, and that's the reactionary aspect of trading. One is this: if I see price reject one more time at this 50% retracement and comes back in here, I will take a trade right here and put my stop loss above here. Or if I want to be generous with the market, I can put my stop loss above the 61.8 retracement level, and then we can probably maybe see a pullback, and then we go probably back down here or something. That's my number one scenario. Secondly, we actually don't know what is going on in the US, and I'll just cover some fundamentals a bit. So the US market is actually not sure about how it wants to handle the interest rates increase and how it affects the job markets. That's unemployment, and unemployment is most definitely renders people it gets people to the stage where they have no disposable income. When you don't have disposable income to spend, it means the economy is actually going to slow down. Borrowing becomes expensive. You can credit card interest rates become expensive because the central bank of the country has increased interest rates. So the marriage between the interest rate increment and unemployment is one of a great puzzle the USA has to actually resolve. So because of this, I won't be surprised if the US dollar starts to weaken, although we don't, like I said, we actually don't know what is going to happen. So the second scenario is we blast through the 61.8, we retrace. At that point where we retrace, sometimes I like to wait for a second retracement like this you see here, and then get involved in a buy. So that's my bias for the Euro USD. Most definitely I will be looking at the fundamentals too for next week, but for now this is what I think about the Euro USD. Also, I can even quickly just pop in a trend line here. You can see how this lines up, and price is almost getting to a point where a decision actually have to happen. So I'll just take this out, delete, and you can see how price has actually respected this trend line, and price is getting to that point where we either break this trend line, and retrace and then start your journey to the way down here, or we break this and go up. That is the reactionary aspect of trading. Like I said, no one knows what's going to happen, so you have to be reactionary. You have to react to what the market is doing per time. And that is my Euro USD bias technical analysis, and I hope to see you again, hopefully sometime in a week, when I'm going to drop another technical analysis for Euro USD. Thank you for watching. This is your guy, the Tyro Trader. Bye.